Hello, hope everyone is doing fine. As for today, let's proceed with biology. And in biology, we'll be dealing with a topic which deals with cell specialization, or the topic which deals with cells, just cells. So no wonder it's called cell specialization. But it's important for us to understand the important terms that has to do with cell specialization. As you can see, there's cell here. We know a cell is a basic functional unit of a living organism. Each and every living organism, it has what we call a cell. So no wonder it's called a basic functional unity of a living organism, that is a cell. Now we're looking at what we call cell specialization. Now, cell specialization, it is the process by which a cell undergoes a specific change in structure and cytoplasmic composition in order to perform a specific function. So I said the first thing, for a cell to undergo what we call cell specialization, it has to change, number one, its structure. You need to know that it has to change what? Its structure. Number two, it has to change the cytoplasmic. So the cytoplasmic composition. So we are defining cell specialization as the process by which a cell undergoes a specific change in structure and cytoplasmic composition in order to perform a specific function. So if a cell has not changed, so at first the cell looks the same. Now that is what we call cell division. So for a cell to carry out cell specialization, what we call, for this cell specialization takes place, a cell first has to undergo what we call cell division. Now, what is this cell division? It is the process by which new cells are formed from the already existing cells. So the cells, they have to split. So new cells are formed from the already existing cell. Now, that process is called cell division. I said for a cell to undergo cell specialization, it has to undergo first what we call cell division. So cell division, I said, it is the process by which new cells are formed from the already existing cells. Now, the type of cell division that occurs in plant, it is called mitosis. So mitosis, it is the type of cell division. Mitosis is the type of cell division where a single parent produces two identical daughter cells. So now let's proceed. So I said for a cell to undergo cell specialization, certain things has to change. The first one, it is the structure. Then secondly, the cytoplasmic composition. So now, if you're defining this one, don't forget these two, they have to be involved. The process by which a cell undergoes a specific change in structure and cytoplasmic composition. Now, examples of those specialized cells, we have to look at the examples. Examples of specialized cell, which is number one, is what we call a ciliated cell, a root hair cell, xylem, muscle cell, phloem, sperm cell, and so forth. So as for today, we'll start with what we call a ciliated cell. Now, this is a ciliated cell. Now, we'll know where it is found, its function, and its adaptation. Now, let's just look at the parts. The first parts that you can see here, these two hair. So these two hair, they are called cilias. They are called cilia. We can call them cilias or cilia. Then we know there's this part which we call cytoplasm. So cytoplasm. Then there's this one what we call the nucleus. Then there's this one what we call the cell membrane. So now this is what we call the ciliated cell. Now another question is, where do we find such cells? So these cells are found in the inner lining of the respiratory tract. So they're found in the respiratory tract. In the inner lining of what? The respiratory tract. And also it is found in the oviduct of the female reproductive what? Organ. That's where we find these such things. So when you're doing what we call reproduction, we'll tackle these ones as well, so you know the functions. So I said these are found, number one, in the respiratory tract. Now, speaking of the respiratory tract, we can speak of specifically the nose, the trachea, the bronchi, such parts. So you find something like this, what we call a ciliated cell. And what is the function of the very cell? So this cell, since it is found in the respiratory tract, so you know that the function of this one, number one, it is to remove. It removes So it removes mucus that contains. So that mucus that contains number one, germ and dust particles. So dust particles. So the main function of this one is to remove mucus from the respiratory tract. Don't forget to remove mucus from the respiratory tract that contains germs and what? Dust particles. Then the other function of the very ciliated cell is to push the ovum, that is the respiratory, that is in the oviduct, to push the push the ovum from the oviduct to the uterus. So to push the ovum from the oviduct to the uterus. In the oviduct, there's also another name what we call the fallopian tube. It is found in the female reproductive organ. So these are two functions. Now, don't forget to remove mucus from our respiratory tract that contains germ and dust particles, and also to push the ovum from the oviduct to the uterus. The uterus is the womb. Mimba yawakazi. So from the womb, from the oviduct to the womb. These are tubes, what we call tubes. So from the tubes to the uterus, also known as what? The womb. Then also you need to look at what we call adaptation. What makes it suitable for it to carry out its function? So it has this function. Now what makes it suitable? The biological term they use is what we call adaptations. So what makes it suitable? Number one, it is, you simply say the presence. So presence of cilia. So the presence of this cilia, which act like piano. So they act like it act like piano. So removing what? The mucus. So you simply say the presence of what? The cilia. Then number two, you simply say high concentration. So high concentration of mitochondria. So high concentration of mitochondria. So now if mitochondria is at its high concentration, now it simply means that more energy will be generated, because we know energy or respiration takes place in the mitochondria in the cell. So if there's high concentration of mitochondria, it simply means that in this cell we'll have more concentration of what? Energy. Now, what is the main purpose of this high concentration of mitochondria? To generate, you simply say to generate energy for the movement of the cilia. So don't forget that what makes it suitable for it to carry out its function, and what is the presence of the cilia. So this makes it suitable for it to remove mucus and to push the ovum from the oviduct. Then also high concentration of the mitochondria to generate energy for the movement of the cilia. So these cilia, they cannot move without energy. So therefore, this mitochondria, it has to be at its high concentration for this cilia to have energy for them to move. For now, so next time I'll proceed with the root hair cell. For now, thank you very much.